Hello students, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jyoti and you are watching JG Chemistry. So students, today we are going to calculate the lambda max value for alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds by using Woodward-Fisher rule. In UV spectroscopy, as you can notice, it's a part 4 video. So the previous 3 video, if you have not seen, you can see the link of those videos in the video of this, the description box of this video. So let's begin. Woodward-Fisher rule for alpha-beta unsaturated carbonyl. Basically, you have to learn this table. Okay, so this table, if you learn, because the values won't be given to you in the exam. So basically, you have the base value depends on the functional group. Like if it is ketone or aldehyde, acid or ester, you have a different base value. So that you have to put as per the functional group and the size of the ring, 6-membered or 5-membered, and then you have the increment for each functional group. So if you learn these two parts, you can solve any problem for the lambda max value calculation for alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. So you can see here your this compound could be either in the acyclic form, or if it is in 6-membered ring carbonyl compound, that is ketone, then the base value will be 215. And we are talking about pi to pi star transition here, since the carbonyl compound will have N2 pi star also because heteroatom is present, but being forbidden transition N2 pi star, the intensity of the peak will be weak. So we are focusing only on the strong intense peak, that is pi to pi star, because it is symmetrically allowed transition. What do you mean by that? Pi and pi both are same orbitals. Okay, N means heteroatom, N different orbital and pi different, so that is called forbidden. But since here it is both pi pi, it is allowed transition, and so it is called, the intensity of the peak will be strong here. So in case if you have acyclic carbonyl, that is acyclic ketone, or if you have 6-membered ring having a carbonyl group, then the base value 215. If the ring size is 5 with a carbonyl group, then the base value will be 202. For aldehydes, esters and acid, you can see the base value is 208. For acyclic dienone, if you have a 2-carbonyl group in the acyclic system, 245. So this is the base value which you have to first learn to decide the base value for the functional group, okay, for the carbonyl group. Then the extended conjugation. So basically we consider here one double bond, one CC double bond and one carbonyl as a base value. Apart from that, if you have any additional double bond, that is C double bond C, will be considered as extended conjugation. Since here you can say if it is one extended conjugation, you have to add plus 30. So as the number of extension increases, you have to add plus 30 each time. Homodiene component, you have to add plus 39. What is that? If you have a 2 double bond, that is C double bond C in the same ring. Okay. And conjugation, then you have to add 39. We will see this with the help of example we are going to solve. And then increment, as we know, for alpha beta unsaturated, you have the position alpha beta gamma delta. So for each position, if the substituents are present, you have a different value which you have to learn for the following functional group. R alkyl ring residue. Ring residue is applicable for cyclic compounds. Then OR, OH, Cl, Br, OCO, 3, and then you have to see this, practice this and learn it. Finally, you have exo double bond. That also we will see what do you mean by exo double bond. Basically, exo double bond is also we talk about with respect to cyclic compound. If any double bond is exist just after the ring, then considered as exo, plus 5 for that. So to understand it more, we will solve the problem. So we'll be solving the lambda max value first for the given molecule. You can notice it is the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Here this double bond is in conjugation with the carbonyl, and apart from that you have additional double bond here present in the system. So we can first with respect to this carbonyl we'll give alpha beta gamma delta, and after that also if the conjugation exists we will consider it as delta only. So we'll be finding first what is the base value. Since the carbonyl group is in the 6-membered ring, then the base value is 215. Next, extended conjugation. So apart from these two double bond, you have additional one double bond, so plus 30, one extended conjugation double bond. You have two double bond in the ring, okay, that is C double bond C in the ring, same ring, then it is considered as homodiene plus 39, okay. So the two double bond should be in conjugation, then plus 39, homodiene moiety we consider it. Then you can see with respect to now increment alpha position, if you notice, we will see now we have to go with the conjugation only, and along with this conjugation whatever sigma bond or alkyl bond is present, you have to consider that. So at alpha position you have one sigma bond present here, right? If you go further, you have one additional ring residue, we call it ring residue at delta position, okay. So just outside the conjugation, whatever ring residues are present or alkyl group is present, sigma bond is present, you have to count that, okay. So along with the extension, along with the conjugation, so one alpha ring residue plus 10, one delta ring residue plus 18, so you have to learn the table for the values. Then exo double bond, do you have exo double bond here? How to find that? For that you just give the name to the ring A and B, and if you notice this particular double bond is exo to the B ring. So if you see carefully this B ring, this double bond is just outside the B ring, so one exo double bond, while the other double bond is not exo to any other ring. So one exo double bond you have to add plus 5. So that's it. You have, so always prepare the checklist in your mind. So first is the base value. Second is does it have any extended conjugation. Third is the homodiene component. Then the increment, and finally fifth one is the exo double bond. So if you complete your checklist, then you can just say okay, now we don't have anything else. So the final lambda max value for the following molecule is 317 nanometer. Okay, you can see it is absorbing in the high wavelength because of the extension of conjugation. The another example here where you have 5-membered ring alpha beta unsaturated compound, so you can apply the Woodward-Fisher rule to calculate the lambda max value. Now since it is 5-membered carbonyl compound, so the base value we know it is 202, 202. Then after that you don't have any extended double bond here. Next is the homodiene component. You don't have extended double bond, so you don't have a homodiene component also. Then comes the increment. At alpha position, you can see here you have one bromine group. So one alpha Br is plus 25. Then at beta, you can notice here this bracket says one ring is present here. Okay, so one ring is present, considered as ring residue. So with respect to this conjugation, we'll see how many are the ring residues are present. Just outside this double bond, you have two ring residues or two alkyl or sigma bonds are present there. So 2 beta ring residue means 12 into 2, 24. Any other increment is not there. Now we have to see, does it have exo double bond? So you have to notice here, don't miss it, because the bracket is given means it is a ring present here. Okay, so you can assume the ring is present here. So with respect to this ring B, we can say this particular double bond is exo to B ring. So therefore you have one exo double bond, 5 plus 5. That's it. So you can calculate the lambda max value for this. It is 256 nanometer. So this is a catch here. If the bracket is given like that, it means you have a ring system here. Don't forget to see the exo double bond. Now this particular example, you can see again it is alpha beta unsaturated. So the base value for 6-member we know it is 215. You don't have any extended double bond, you don't have homodiene component. Next come the ring residues. So if you go along with the conjugation, with respect to alpha you have one ring residue, with respect to beta you have two ring residues. So one alpha ring residue plus 10, two beta ring residue 24. Now final component is exo double bond. You have exo double bond here. For that, give the name to the ring A and B. So if you notice, this particular double bond is exo to B ring, as well as this double bond is exo to A ring also, right? So this particular double bond is exo to both the rings, means 5 plus for each. So it means total 10. 2 exo double bond will be considered, one for each. So 2 exo double bond will consider for this particular double bond. So plus 10. So that's it in our list. The lambda max you can finally calculate, and it is 259 nanometer. Normally this type of problems they ask for MSc students and those who are opting any competitive exam like NAT and GATE. They ask you to calculate the lambda max value. So if you know the values table, you can easily calculate it. This is again further practice. Remember, you have here, now you can see you have a carbonyl group, you have one double bond conjugated to this double bond. You have one more double bond here in the system, but it is not conjugated to the double bond. Okay, so the isolated double bond will not affect on the lambda max value. We won't consider it. Only we have to go along with the conjugation. That is the first key you have to keep in your mind. Alpha beta unsaturated. So base value for 6 membered we know 215, one alpha ring alkyl group plus 10. At beta you have 2 ring residue. We know now method how to find out the ring residue. Just have to cover the conjugation, and just outside the conjugation whatever sigma bond are present you have to count. Not in the conjugation, okay, because we have already calculated that. Just outside the conjugation. 2 beta ring residue 24. And finally we have to see, does it have any exo double bond? So you can notice easily now this particular double bond is exo to the B ring. So we have a one exo double bond, that is 5 plus 5. So that's it for this molecule, and 254 nanometer is a lambda max for the following molecule. So for multiple choice question, they may give you 4 options and you have to find out which is the correct option here. Whatever conjugation, whatever double bond is present here in the system or other functional group, if it is not in the conjugation, it will not affect the lambda max value. This particular example, you can notice it is the acyclic system. Okay, you don't have a cyclic system here. Acyclic ketone is the functional group. Again, we know acyclic ketone is base value 215. Just have to see, then you don't have extended, you don't have homodiene obviously because it is not the cyclic system. Then the ring residue, ring, because it is not having cyclic system, so ring is not present. Alkyl group is there, so one alpha alkyl, one beta alkyl you can find out. Since it doesn't have any ring, so no exo double bond. So that's it for this molecule, and you can see the lambda max value for this molecule also 237 nanometer. Now you can notice this structure especially where you can notice apart from the alpha beta you have 2 additional double bond present here. So you have an extended conjugation, and all are conjugated systems, so we have to go till the conjugation exists here. Accordingly we will put alpha beta gamma delta, and apart after delta also, if the double bond exists, we consider it delta only. So whatever value the ring residue will be present, we'll be putting for delta substituent. Fine. So 6 membered carbonyl 215. How many extended double bond? 260. Then along with the conjugation, if you go, you have one sigma bond outside the conjugation at beta position. Then if you go further, one you have at delta here in between B and C ring. Then further if you go, you have 2 ring residue present here, which I marked it with black color right here. So total 3 delta ring residues are present here. After delta, whatever ring residue present, consider delta, means 18 for each. So 3 into 18, 54, 1 beta ring residue 12. Then you have to find out there is no homodiene component because you don't have 2 double bond in the same ring. Okay, all are in the separate ring. So no homodiene component. Finally, we have to find out the exo double bond. So you can notice it easily now. This particular arrow mark is indicating the double bond is exo to B ring. This double bond is not associated with any ring. Then comes the double bond in the C ring is exo to B ring, as well as it is exo to D ring. So will be considered plus 10, right? So total if you see, there are 3 exo double bond. One double bond which is in the ring A, and the double bond which is ring C. In the ring C is exo to 2 rings. So total we will consider 3 exo double bond plus 15. And finally you can calculate the lambda max value 356 nanometer, which is again having high value, high lambda max value for pi to pi star transition due to the presence of conjugation. So you can notice as the conjugation increases, the lambda max value increases, right? We call it bathochromic shift or red shift. Now, in this example, you can see there are two double bonds present in the ring A, right? But both double bonds are not in the conjugation. So basically, we will be seeing, you can consider either side alpha beta. Either you can consider upside alpha beta unsaturated system, or you can consider downside. You have to consider only one side. So we'll be focusing on that side where you are getting the higher lambda max value. So if you see down one, you are having beta, at beta position, two ring residues are present, right? But if you notice at above double bond, you have only one ring residue at beta position. So we definitely will go with the down one, where you have more del lambda value you will be getting, because two beta ring residues are present here. 6-member ketone 215 is a base value, two beta rings residue 24, and no homodiene component because the two double bond are not in conjugation. Okay, no extended conjugation. Okay, so this double bond is not in conjugation with the other double bond. Then exo thing is left only, so we'll see does any double bond is or especially not the other one. This double bond which we are considering is exo to any ring. Yes, you can notice this particular double bond is exo to B ring, so we have one exo double bond, and you can calculate the lambda max value. So this is how you can solve the problems, as I am covering many problems here for your practice. So you, without seeing the answer here, you specially pause the video and solve it and verify your answer. In that way, if you practice, then you will have a good hold on the problem, and then you will have the confidence to solve it completely correctly. Now, in this molecule, you can notice you have two functional group, right? You have a carbonyl group, ketone, as well as you have a ester group also. And both are conjugated system. So we will, so now which functional group we will consider? For that, you should know the base value for ester and base value for acid, right? Ester, if you remember, the base value in the table is given 208. While for ketone, it is 215. So the thumb rule is always go with the higher lambda value. So here ketone is having the higher lambda value. So we will be focusing on the ketone functional group, and with respect to that, we will put the alpha and beta. So base value is 215. One alpha alkyl, one beta alkyl. You will have the values for that. It doesn't have exo because no ring system, no homodiene component, and no conjugated system. So that's it, and you can calculate the lambda max value for such kind of molecules in this way. Again, we have a very simple example, 5-membered ring having alpha beta unsaturated system. Easily you can say 5-member 202, 1 beta ring residue 12, and you can see we have 214 nanometer for such kind of system. Acyclic system, same, it's easy for your practice. You can just solve right now. Okay, pause the video and solve it, verify your answer. Ketone, acyclic base value, and then alpha and beta ring residue, you can find it out. In this particular problem, again, it's very simple. You have acid functional group with conjugation, right? So for acid, conjugated acid, you have 208 is the base value. Then you just have to go with the ring residues here. So here, if you notice, I have missed it. You have to rectify it. You have one ring residue at alpha position also, right? Here at alpha position, as well as you have one ring residue at beta position. So you have to add here one alpha ring residue, that is plus 10. Okay, so that you have to add. So basically the answer, final answer will be 230 nanometer. You have to add one more alpha ring residue here as we go along with the conjugation. Fine, so you just rectify this. The answer should be for this problem is 230 nanometer. This is should be the our final problem, last problem for today's discussion, and you can solve it. This is for your practice. Pause the video, anyway you will get the solution, calculate it, and the little hints are given here how to find out what are the ring residues are present here, what are the exo bonds here, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and solve it. You can verify your answer same way with your checklist, base value, extended conjugation, does it have homodiene component, increments, and finally the exo. Total 5 checklists are there. Don't miss any, because then you will be having wrong answer. So for the following compound, you have 356 nanometer as a lambda max value. So guys, that's it for today. In the next video, we'll be seeing effect of conjugation and the steric effect on the wavelength of absorption. Very important topic. Don't miss it. Happy learning. See you.